how to extrude plastic waste. One of the most important machines in plastic processing is the extruder. This machine melts and mixes plastic so that it can be shaped into a final product. It can be used to make many different kinds of products. The extrusion process starts with plastic pellets or flakes, which are fed into the hopper. This material must be clean and dry. Some types of plastic absorb moisture. Even if they look dry, they can still hold small amounts of moisture. These materials need to be dried in an oven or dryer before they can be used. From the hopper, the material enters the barrel, a heated tube that contains a rotating screw. As the screw turns, it pushes the plastic forward through the barrel. Along the way, the plastic is mixed, heated, and gradually melts. The operator can adjust the speed of the screw and the temperature of the barrel for different zones. What settings should be used depends on the material and the application. By the time the material reaches the end of the barrel, it is completely molten and well mixed. Sometimes the plastic passes through a screen before it exits the die. This screen helps filter out solid particles and is useful when the input material is contaminated, which may be the case when recycling plastic waste. The screen needs to be cleaned regularly to keep the machine running well. What happens next depends on the process. In this video, we will look at two common processes: pelletizing and profile extrusion. A relatively simple process is the production of pellets. Long strings of plastic come out of the extruder, are cooled, and then chopped into small pellets, which can be sold to plastic processors. Pellets are worth more than flakes because they are all uniform in size and color. They also contain additives if these were mixed in during extrusion. This is an interesting option for recycling plastic waste. Without making a finished product, it's still possible to earn money from recycled plastic. The setup is simpler and cheaper than making an end product. It is also possible to make profiles from the molten plastic. A die with a specific shape is used, and the plastic comes out in that shape. The profile is then cooled with water and pulled through. It's also possible to make hollow profiles like these pipes. After cooling, the profile is cut to the right length. This process can produce high-quality products with substantial length and is often used to create piping for water, gas, or electrical conduits. But it is not a simple process. You need knowledge and experience to keep the thickness and quality consistent. There are many settings that affect the result, and they all need to be adjusted correctly. Extruders are dangerous machines if not used properly. It is difficult to know what is going on inside the barrel, so it is important to always be careful. Of course, the machine itself and the plastic is hot, so use long clothes, gloves, and closed shoes. If the molten plastic touches exposed skin, this can lead to serious injury. Do not wear loose clothing or jewelry. It can get caught in the machine, which is very dangerous. The machine will also build up pressure inside the barrel. It is important to monitor this pressure so that the machine can be stopped when it gets too high. And operators should always wear face masks near the machine in case molten plastic explodes out of the machine due to pressure being too high or gas formation. It is also important to have proper fume extraction. Molten plastic can release harmful fumes, especially if it is overheated or stays hot for too long. Extracting the fumes directly at the extruder is best, but otherwise, good ventilation in the building is required. It is important to set the correct temperature for the extruder. If it is too low, the material will not fully melt. But if it is too high, the material can degrade, causing excessive smoke and bad properties. A drop in output can have several causes. It might be a clogged filter, a worn screw, or simply not enough material entering the machine. Some materials are difficult to feed into the screw. Light and flaky plastic can get stuck in the hopper. This is called bridging. When this happens, gently stirring the material with a soft plastic pipe or stick can help, but only do this if it can be done safely. Special hoppers are also available that can deal well with this type of material. In some cases, nothing comes out of the extruder at all. Keep an eye on the pressure. If it rises too much, shut down the machine. Check if the screw is blocked at the inlet. If not, the screw may need to be removed for inspection. This should be only done by trained personnel. Finally, it can happen that a power outage occurs. If the intruder is not moving for a while, this can significantly disrupt the process. If possible, ensure backup power is available. Otherwise, execute the same steps as starting up at the beginning of the day. If you carefully follow the steps described in this video, you will be able to safely extrude plastic, which is then ready to be shaped into a final product. Learn more with FiniLoop. Tune in for more insightful tutorials.